know, but I believe this is the first one that we did not go over yesterday. Go ahead and find it in the packet. That one we did do? No. Negative x plus.
What was the name of the packet?
Vertex form. Let's see. Okay, so this one then we didn't do?
No, we didn't.
Okay. So notice that this is in vertex form because of the parentheses. Let's identify A, H, and K. What's A here? -1, which means the parabola is going to face down. What's H? -2. Good. And what's K? 3. So a vertex, where's the vertex going to be at? -2, comma 3. What is the equation of the axis of symmetry? No. It is x equals, which I'm glad that you said because a lot of people forget the x equals. -2, yeah, whatever h is. Okay. The domain, hopefully we know this one by now, even though it's always funny when people get this one wrong. Negative infinity to positive infinity, they're all going to be the same. This parabola we already said is going to open down and therefore it has a max. So I tried to make it easy for you yesterday. Can you tell me what the range is? El Rango. Josh, look, we both have things in there. Did it again? It is going to start off at negative infinity because it's going down. Very good. Up until 3. Excellent on the bracket. We don't know the y-intercept. You know what? Let's find it algebraically today. Today I feel a little bit more comfortable that we have some more time. Let's find the y-intercept. I'm going to write it in function notation, but I know that's going to confuse some of you. So you might want to write because see, when I say f at 0, that means y-intercept. A y-intercept is when you plug in a 0 for x. So you might want to write in your notes, hey, that's the y-intercept. So -0 plus 2. Esmeralda wanted to do it in her head again, but we'll just do it on the paper. What's the easy word? Y-intercept. So -0 plus 2 is -2 squared plus 3. Now where you would make a mistake here is that you would want to square the -2, but that negative is outside of a parentheses. So really you're just squaring the 2, which is giving you 4, but the negative stays in front. What's -4 plus 3? 1. -1. So I'm going to cross the y-axis at 0, -1. Let's draw an axis of symmetry, like we do in the hood. And we know the vertex is going to be at -2, -3. We got that. And we also have, in this case, we took advantage and got the y-intercept already, which is at 0. Oh, sorry, I put it back. I meant to say -2, +3. Go. And the y-intercept is going to be at 0, -1. How many points would I like to plot in total? 5, including the vertex. And it looks like I have 2, but really I have 3 because if I flip over that y-intercept, if I go 2 on the other side, I can reflect it across the axis of symmetry. If it's 2 points away, I go 2 points away. How many more points am I missing? 2. I'm missing 2. Assuming I'm just going to reflect the point over, I would really like to just find one more. This is something that some people were confused about, so hopefully I can help unconfuse you. We've already used up a point that's 2 units away from the axis of symmetry. So if I want to find another point, I could find something 1 unit away, or 3 units away, or 4 units away. But I'm guessing you want to keep your graph small, so let's just figure out what's happening 1 unit away, either left or right. We're going to square it, and then you multiply times. A, which is -1, that's going to give us -1. So this tells us that if we go one left or right from the vertex, we have to go one down. Your parabola, and then you can celebrate. Cool shirt, Jonathan. He does. He has Tony Hawk skating for PlayStation, for PS4. 2. Did we do this one? No. Any other questions on the first one? Diana, any questions? A, H, K. What's A here? It is 1. What's H? And what's K? 4. That's a 1, man. Oh, I thought you said 4. Oh, 1. Vertex is at 3, 1. Somebody not named Jose, tell me where the axis of symmetry is going to be. Thank you, Esmeralda. Everybody except for Jair knows that the domain is going to be negative infinity to positive infinity. That you like Travis Scott.
I don't know who told you that. I hate Travis Scott with a passion. Yeah.
So it's probably just English.
I sure do.
Oh, wait. Oops. So this is going to go up. Let's try to find the range. Well, no, see, this is going up. So if it's going to go up, it's going to go from 1 up to positive infinity. So now we need the y-intercept. We know y-intercept is going to be 0, something. Yesterday I was more of in a rush because I wanted to try to be as comprehensive as possible. I didn't know how many classes I was going to see today, so we did this mentally, but now we have a little bit more time, so let's find this algebraically. In order to find the y-intercept, you put in a 0 for x. 0 minus 3 is -3. When you square that, you get 9. And then if you use all of your fingers, what's 9 plus 1? So this is going to cross the y-axis at 10. I'm not sure if that's going to fit. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It doesn't really, but we can kind of estimate. If there was a line, it'd be around there. Axis of symmetry is going to be at x is 3. If I were to flip that point over, it would be somewhere like up here, 3 units away from the axis. The vertex is at 3, 1. I asked you for 5 points. So what distances from the axis of symmetry are available? How far away from the axis of symmetry can we go? Well, we've already gone 3 away. The points that I have already laterally are 3 units away from the axis of symmetry. I could go 1, I could go 2. I don't have to do both. If you want to get crazy, you could do both. And nobody says that you can't put more than 5 points. But yeah, I would rather go either 1 or 2. Let's get crazy. Let's go 2 since last time we did 1. So 2 squared is 4, but then you gotta go times 1, which is 4. So if I go 2 left to right, I go 4 up. 2 right, 4 up. Flippity flippity. There it goes. There's my parabola. All the children rejoice. If you would have gone 1, you would have ended up with 1 up. Like 1 left to right would have given you 1 up. And that would have The more points you put, the nicer your parabola looks. Josh, you probably draw really nice parabolas. You're an excellent artist. Esmeralda questions? You're boring, Mikhail. You're making them false. Excited. Did we do this one?
Yes.
Now everything is done. We did everything on that packet. Jair, you got them all written down? All right, so let's go then to let's go back to the notes from last week, which Jair, those are the ones that say standard form, because that's what we learned last week. These had more examples. So let's just go in order. It says standard form. Tell me, which is the first one that we didn't do? It says standard form. You didn't calculate it because you didn't want to, or did you do some of these afterwards? These are all the ones we can do. Hmm? You do any of these afterwards? Going over it. The thing that concerns me, you don't have the first year, but I did those. He has part of it. He doesn't have a graph for some reason. All right, so let's just do this then. I'll make the executive decision. Let's start on. Let's start on this one, I guess. You have that one? No. Is there anybody here that has that one done already? Number one on the standard form that says x squared plus 2x minus 4.
Yeah, I did that.
So you did it on your own?
I did it on mine.
I figured you did while you were skating. Yeah, because since the ramp looks like a parabola, he gets inspired. All right, so the difference with standard form is instead of identifying A, H, and K, we identify A, B, and C. So A here is 1, B is 2, C is -4. We're going to be given the y-intercept right off the bat, and we know the domain is -infinity to +infinity. We know that because of A being positive, this is going to open up, and therefore it's going to have a min. But what gets more challenging to answer is anything that has to do with the vertex. Now I know because it's opening up, this is going to go to +infinity for the range. But on the front end, I need to know what K is. And I won't know what K is until I find the vertex. So let's do that. What was the formula to first find H? Before you can find K, we have to find H. What was the formula for HO? It's Spanish for H.
How do you say H in Spanish?
Say HO. What's the formula to find H? Good, -b over 2a. So -2 over 2 times 1, which is -2 over 2, which is -1. What that allows me to answer is the x of the vertex, and it also gives me the axis of symmetry. But I still want to find k. You can find k kind of like the way that we just did for the y-intercept by substituting. Or I showed you that cool hip method that all the kids at the skate park are doing. The synthetic substitution.
We're not skaters, I can go to the skate park. Skate in the streets.
In the streets. And you are correct, it is -5. And that has also plays a role in the range. El Rango. -1, -5 is the vertex. The y-intercept is at 0, -4. I can flip that across. So I have 3 points so far. I need another one. But I've already used up a point that's 1 away from the vertex. So to find another point will probably be what would be a good point to find? Let's go 2 away from the axis of symmetry. So kind of like we did on the last one, it's going to be 2 squared, which is 4, times a, which is 1, so 4. So this is opening up. So that tells me if I go 2 away from the axis of symmetry from the vertex, I will go up 4. If you need some extra fingers for counting, Jair will gladly assist. It's an excellent counter. Hey, Esmeralda. Have you worked on the homework for this week? We're going to work on it tomorrow too. So that's cool. Any questions? Angelito? Althea?
Excuse me, okay.
A is -1, B is 2, C is 3. With standard form, you do not get the vertex, Angel.
Stop playing with your water bottle.
But you get the y-intercept. The domain we know is -infinity to positive infinity. This is a negative A, so this is going to go down. Therefore, we're going to have a max. Because it's going down, the range will start at -infinity, and it'll go to K. I just don't know what K is. What? You know it's 4? Why? Diana gave you the answer? Diana, stop cheating. Stop it.
Are you even awake?
Keep half awake. Yeah, I can't graph it. So let's find H. H is -b/2 times A, which is going to be -2 over -2, which is 1. So that tells me the vertex is going to be at 1 something, and the axis of symmetry is at x equals 1. Then when you plug in a 1 with -1, 2, and 3, you get -1, -1, 1, 1. You said 4? That is correct. It's quattro. So vertex is at 1, 4. Range goes from -infinity to 4. You go to the Butterfinger store?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, 1, 4. Then y-intercept is at 0, 3. I can flip that over. So now I have 3 points. But I need one more point. I haven't used up the space that's 2 away. So let's go 2 away. When we go 2 away and square, we get 4. Times -1 is -4. So I have to go 4 down. 2 away, 4 down. 2 away, 4 down. Coincidentally, that happens to give me x-intercepts if I ever needed it.
You want one? You want one? That's big.
Any questions there? Did I do that one? I feel like I did that one. That one, yes. Jasmine, do you agree? And Jasmine, we trust. Did I do it?
Here's my Jasmine.
Close your face.
Stop.
That one we did, right? We did the two of the pictures. That one we made out of them. This one, no? Big graph. That one we did have, yeah? You put it on here.
After class?
You guys didn't graph it? That was towards the end of class and you were packing over. Alright, let's just do it anyways. Now this one is only the graph. The rest of these are only going to be the graph. So A, B, C, A negative 1, B 4, C negative 3. So let's find H. H is going to be negative 4 over 2 times negative 1, which is 4 over negative 2, which is 2. When I want to find K, negative 1, 4, negative 3, negative 1, negative 2, 2, 4, 1. So my vertex is going to be at 2, 1. That means my axis of symmetry is going to be at x equals 2. 1. Where's the y-intercept going to be at? ¿Dónde está el y-intercepto? 0, negative 3, which makes sense because this is supposed to open down. If I flip that over the axis of symmetry down here, and I go 2 across, that's 3 points taken care of, but I'm still missing 1. I have not used the point that's 1 space away, so why don't we use that? 1 squared is 1, and then times negative 1 gives me negative 1. So if I go 1 left or right, I go 1 down. There's my parabola. And then all the children rejoice.
Your bathroom nice go?
To the bathroom. It was here when you guys got here. Better be here when you leave.
What?
I can't read.
I need someone call. I don't know. Huh? That's behind you. Go to the bathroom. Break your knees.
Okay, good. All right. This one we didn't do. It's the sense of success. So H is B over negative B over 2A. It's going to be negative 4 over 2, which is negative 2. When I plug that in to find K, negative 2, 1, 4, 7. So 1, negative 2, 2, negative 4, 3. The vertex is going to be at negative 2, 3. Axis of symmetry over negative 2 on the x-axis. There's the vertex at negative 2, 3. Where am I going to touch the y-axis? Donde toucho el y-axis? So the more you talk, the less I have to. Come on, this is like the fourth one we've done today already. Plus before. No, I can't. Not one person here can name the y-intercept all of a sudden. So.
No, 0.
7, very good, which makes sense because this is going up. It's A is positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I flip that over, there's another point. But I would like 5. We have not used up the space 1 away from the axis of symmetry, so let's use that up now. 1 squared is 1 times A, which is 1, is still 1. So if I go 1 left or right, I go 1 up. There's your parabola. Yes, sir. Yeah, the y-intercept is always going to be at C when you have standard form. It's not as convenient as vertex form where you're given the vertex, but we'll take it. Okay, this one we did. This one I remember that we did. We did not do this one. Right? So A is -1, B is 2, C is -4. So therefore H is going to be -2 over 2 times -1, which is positive 1. When I plug in a 1, I get -1, -1, 1, 1, -3. Yes, ma'am. Then make it positive. Or Jair will get angry. Have you guys ever tried like holding hands to see if you can communicate like telepathically? Kind of like in the superhero movies and stuff where they, what is it? The girl from Guardians of the Galaxy that she can like, when she touches you.
Oh, bro, you're not supposed to tell them that. You're gonna say the N-word again? Why y'all acting up serious?
You went to see the movie already? You weren't doing your homework?
Man, I was born in the movie. Y'all feel?
So the vertex is going to be at 1, -3. So that's there. And this one is going down. Where's the y-intercept going to be at?
0,
Where's it going to be at?
0,
At -4. So that does make sense. It is going down. But I want to know what's going to happen now 2 away. So if 2 squared is 4, and then times -1, which is -4, I could go 2 left or right, and then go 4 down. 2 down. Parabola time. Did Converse send you those shoes?
Right.
You have a lot of school spirit.
But on blue one.
You're gonna paint them blue too? Alright, and these we're not gonna do, so we got 2 left. How many more left do you have in your packet? Yeah, we're not gonna do the ones that say right in vertex form. So just these. This one we haven't done yet?
No.
Alright. Fantastic one. Jair, look, A is 4, B is -12, and C is 9. So then H, look, Jasmine, you were just asking, since B is -12, we're going to make that a positive 12 over Son of a gun. Yeah, over 2 times 4, which actually ends up giving you 12 over 8, which is 3 over 2. So you divide each by 4, that gives you 3 over 2. Your calculator will tell you it's 1.5. Jiminy crickets.
What do you call a bacon
Jair.
and pasta?
So look, I don't really mind if you want to put it in as a, because I have to find K by plugging it in. If you want to plug it in as a decimal, it's 1.5. I'm not afraid of fractions, so I'm gonna just leave it as 3 over 2. 4, -9. And a nice thing occurs once you drop down the 4, the fraction disappears. What is 4 times 3? Divided by 2? It's 6. And then when you get down here -6, oh man, but now I gotta multiply with a fraction again. Not a big deal, it's gonna disappear again. -6 times 3 is -18. Divided by 2 is -9. 9 minus 9 is 0. Oh wait, does that mean no solution? No, it just means that the vertex is gonna be at 3 over 2, 0. But Mr. Romero, I have no idea where that is. Yeah, sure you do. Remember, I told you in the calculator, 3 divided by 2, Jair, is 1.5. Where is 1.5 located? 1.5 is not between 0 and 1. It is between 1 and 2. So just get it close. We'll get a vertical line and we'll just draw it. Try to be as close to the middle of 1 and 2 as possible. And then the vertex is going to be right on the x-axis. Where's the y-intercept going to be? It is at 0, 9. Well, there's a few things you could do now. Okay? Look, if I want to figure out how far I'm going to go from the axis of symmetry, 1 space, 2 space, however far you're going to go, I know that once I'm done, I'm going to have to multiply times a, which a is 4. So I would like to go a space that once I square, because I'm supposed to square a number and then multiply times 4, it'd be great if the denominator could cancel, because then I won't have to count like as a fraction. I don't know if you can see it here or not, but how far away is the closest line? I know normally we count 1 space or 2 space away. How far away is the closest line from the axis of symmetry? Lord, it's over here. Texting your mom? It's okay. If you're texting your mom, it's okay.
Is it actually?
No. How far away is the closest line? Half a unit. So like, it's not because you have to do this, but what I'm gonna choose to do is instead of putting a 1 or a 2, I'm gonna put a 1/2 there, because that's gonna be half a unit, half a box away, and that works out great because 1/2 squared is 1 over 4. And what's 1 over 4 times 4? What's 1 over 4 times 4? What's 1 over 4 times 4?
1 over 4 times 4.
If the 4's cancel, what are you left with? 1. So you didn't have to do this, but I chose to. So if I go half a box away, I can go 1 up. If I go half a box away, I can go 1 up. Then I'll draw my parabola. It's going to be really tall and skinny. But wait, I don't get it. How'd you get 1/2? Well, then put something else. Put a 1. Now the only difference is if you put a 1, right, and you go 1 space away from the line, that's gonna put you in the middle of the next box. As long as you don't mind that, you'll be fine. If you would have put a 1, what would you have gotten? What's 1 squared?
1.
times 4. So as long as you're willing to go in the middle of the next box, you would have gone into the middle and then gone out 4, which is, look at that, my parabola was pretty accurate because I would have ended there. Whatever you feel is easier. Last one. A is -1, B is -3, C is -6. So H is going to be +3 over 2 times -1. That's going to be -3 over 2, which is -1.5. That kind of sucks. I'm not a big fan of that, but let's see. You can either put -1.5 in the box. I'm not afraid of fractions, so I'll put -3 over 2. -1, -3, -6. Everything is +6. Sorry, this should be a +6. I wrote that wrong. +6. Jay, you remember where you ended up sitting at the end of last semester? For the last few weeks, you can take it back to December. Emiliano's not back there, right? He's not there anymore, so I'm not too worried about you talking to anybody. Even though you are really popular, you probably find somebody to talk to. Jerson. Anything times -1 is itself, so I get 3 over 2. Oh man, I can't add that. Then do it as a decimal. -3 plus 1.5 is going to be -1.5, which is -3 over 2. Positive 2a negative. Drop it. Positive. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go ahead and do it as a decimal, because these fractions are only going to get nastier, and then I'm going to confuse you. So let's just do it as decimals. So this would be -1.5. So when I drop this down, that gives me +1.5, which gives me -1.5. What's -1.5 times -1.5? 2.25? So 2.25 plus 6 is 8.25. So this vertex is going to be at -1.5, because that's just this this -3 over 2 that I got is -1.5, comma 8.25. Axis of symmetry is going to be halfway between the -1 and -2 this time. Josh knew it. Just didn't want to tell anybody. And then 8.25 is a little bit over the 8. Just a little bit. Un poquito. Where's the y-intercept going to be? 0.6. And if I flip that over, I can go a box and a half on the other side. So let's just do this. Like in the last one, I tried to go half a box away, but some of you guys look like a deer in headlights. So let's just go back to Old Faithful. Let's go to a 1 box away. 1 squared. 1 squared is 1 times a, which is -1, is 1 down. So if I go 1 now, see, if I go 1 to the right, that's gonna put me in the middle of the next box. And if I go 1 down, that'll be just above the -7, right there in the middle. If I go 1 to the left and then 1 down, I'll be just above there. There is my parabola. Any questions for moi?
French for you.
What's French for Jair? Okay, that'll be it.